Let's go ahead and get started. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Jade. It is great to have you here. So today, as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about my July hopefuls, my July TBR, all the books that I wish to read, that I hope to read in the month of July. A lot of these books I've already talked about a lot. They have been on my TBR, on my monthly TBRs for a while now. And so I don't want to go into too much detail with a lot of these reoccurring books because, like I said, they've made a few appearances on my TBR list, but they are still on there. I promise that I will get around to reading them. It's been a very busy summer. That being said, I do have 7 books on my TBR for the month. I am a mood reader, and so I always say, take these lists with a grain of salt because I do refer to them. I don't want to get into a reading slump, but I don't want this to be a super long intro, so we're going to just go ahead and get into it. So the first book I plan on reading is The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. I'm actually going to be buddy reading this book with my friend Jade over at Jade and Her Books on Instagram, so go give her account a look, go give it a follow, because we're going to be reading this one together. So this book is about our main character. Her name is Olivia Dumont. She is a ghostwriter, and she has spent her life running away from her family, from her hometown, because her dad is actually a very infamous person where she grew up. In 1975, her father's sister and brother were involved in a double murder, and he was the prime suspect of it. He was never convicted, but everyone believed that he did do it. So years later, Olivia, who is now a ghostwriter, gets a message from her father's agent, because he's also an author, saying, "Hey, do you want to ghostwrite your father, Vincent Taylor's memoir?" And she's like, "What?" But an incident had happened a few years prior that has made it difficult for her to find work, so she has no choice but to accept this. And it kind of leads her to dive headfirst into this tragedy and back into her father's life. And again, she's been trying to run away from that. For years, for her whole adult life, she's been trying to run away from the fact that she is Vincent Taylor's daughter. So this seems very interesting. I cannot wait to read it. I obviously got it from Book of the Month, so it has been on my TBR since last month, not too long. But again, this one would definitely be picked up because I am reading it with my friend Jade. I'm excited to see what I think about this, what Jade thinks about this. We're super excited, is the whole point. Can you tell we're excited? So the second book on my list, which is another reoccurring book on my TBR, is Silver Elite by Dani Francis. Again, this is also the Book of the Month edition from May, so it's been on my TBR for a couple of months, but I truly want to knock this one off this month. I've talked about this one on my channel already, but this is I think dystopian. Yes, this is a dystopian series, and it reads, "Psychic gifts are a death sentence, and there are rules to survival. Trust no one, lie to everyone, and whatever you do, don't fall for your greatest enemy." I don't know much about this other than that every time I talk about this book, I always read that little blurb, and I always say it is a dystopian adult novel, the first in its series. So I truly will be going into this blind. This one I do want to be able to knock off this month because I subscribe to Book of the Month and I have yet to read one of their books, but they are super interesting to me. So I really do hope to knock this one off in July. We have 2 more books that have made multiple appearances in my TBR videos, and I'm going to go ahead and present them at the same time. And that is It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan and The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I don't quite know what this one's about. Whenever I first read the synopsis months ago, it was a bit confusing. It's about this director and a writer. I don't know. And then I was watching Sarah Caroli's and Destiny Sidwell's podcast, and they said the same thing, that the synopsis is a bit confusing, so I know I wasn't the only one. But I love going into books blind, and I love Annabelle Monaghan so much. My favorite one of hers is Summer Romance. If you have not read any Annabelle Monaghan books, she has a mix of women's fiction and romance, which I find so enjoyable, and it's just so fun reading about what it means, the experiences of women. I love Annabelle Monaghan so much. I just find it so relatable, so fun. I think it is, like I said, so therapeutic to read her books because not only are we watching, 2 people fall in love, you're also reading about those experiences of what it means to be a woman. So again, I don't know what this one's about, but I am super excited because I just adore Annabelle Monaghan as an author. As for The Conditions of Will, I have talked about this one a lot. This one follows our main character. Her name is Georgia. She's in London. Her father dies though, so she goes back to her hometown in, I think, South Carolina. Yes, and she is estranged from her family. They're a very traditional Southern family. So when she goes back home to South Carolina, she comes face to face with her brother's AA sponsor. His name is Sam, I believe correctly. And so because of this, because she's been away for such a long time and she's also meeting this guy, it's a book filled with just family drama, tension. Also during her father's will reading, like it kind of brings in this new party into play. It's very family dynamic, family drama, that type of novel. And so I am excited to read it. It's also romance, so it has hints of that like family dynamic type of theme throughout the book. But this one has been on my TBR for forever, and I say this with every book, I do plan on reading it next month. I don't know, I truly hope I get to this one also. Okay, time for the books that are making their first appearance on my TBR. We have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I love Lynn Painter. If you take away anything from this video, just know that I do really enjoy Lynn Painter's books. She writes with such a specific formula that probably for some people can feel a bit repetitive, but for me, it hits every single time. This one I hope is no different. This one does have a Groundhog Day like timeline. Yes, okay, so she's stuck in this time loop nightmare where she like is constantly waking up and living through the fact that her boyfriend cheated on her, and it's every single day she relives this moment. And I don't really care for this type of trope. In any type of media, whether it be books, movies, TV shows, I just think it gets so repetitive. Who would have thought a time loop, endless time loop would get repetitive? But I do, and it kind of turns me off of whatever I'm watching or reading. But I love Lynn Painter. This book is so cute, so I'm going to give this a try, because if anyone can get me to enjoy something but this type of trope that I definitely normally do not enjoy, it is definitely Miss Lynn Painter herself. So like I said, it is a Groundhog Day trope. This is about our main character. Her name is Emily. The book starts on Valentine's Day, and it's a horrible Valentine's Day for her because she finds out and catches her boyfriend cheating on her. So when she goes to her grandmother's house to vent, she falls asleep on the couch, wakes up, and it is the morning of Valentine's Day, and she's back in her bed, and she realizes that she is repeating this horrible Valentine's Day every day. But because it would not be a Lynn Painter book without a little hate to love trope, she keeps running into this annoying guy. She is just living this day, finding out her boyfriend cheated on her, running into Nick all the time, and she starts to wonder how long will the universe allow her to have these do-over days. So it does sound fun. I don't like that type of like media trope. I don't know. It is a big, I don't know why, but I am excited to read it. I love Lynn Painter. I will literally read anything she writes. I love her adult romances, her YA romances. So I am going to be, you best believe I'm going to read that book in July. So the next book that is making its first appearance on my TBR video is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I'm sure everyone has already heard of Kennedy Ryan and this trilogy. I believe it's a trilogy, but I'm so excited to read it. This is another book where I heard it's a mix between women's fiction and romance. And again, there's something about a romance that has a deeper meaning to it and has more fleshed out characters with background and just like substance. And so I'm super excited to get to this one. This one follows our main character. Her name is Yasmin and Josiah, and they are a divorced couple, but I believe in this book they're going to try to rekindle their relationship. This sounds right up my alley, a little second chance romance. The USA Today says this is a scorching novel about hope and healing and what it truly means to love for a lifetime. I think this is going to be fun. I think it's going to be emotional. I think it's going to have some depth to it, some substance. I love, like I said, when my romance books have that. Not that I don't love just a good, straight, spicy romance, which leads me to my next book that is on my TBR, which is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. This book has actually been on my like general TBR for forever. It's downloaded on my Kindle. I bought the ebook when it was on sale like months ago, and so it has been on my Kindle for forever, but it has now been added to my physical TBR. I don't know what this one's about. Ooh, okay. This is a small town brother's best friend romance. This seems so fun. Look at this cover though. Fun fact about me, I love when covers have like this retro vintage cartoon on it. I will buy a book even if I know nothing about what it's about, simply if it has this type of style, because I think that it is just so eye-catching and so beautiful. But I don't really know what this one's about other than what I just read, which it says small town brother's best friend romance. Brother's best friend. That seems fun. Small town. that seems fun. I love a bunch of small town reads. But I hope I have in July is that I officially start the Rebel Blue Ranch series. It has been talked about a lot on TikTok and on BookTube and on Bookstagram, and so I definitely want to see what the hype is about. I know that I think fourth and final one just came out, and so I'm definitely a little late to the game, but better late than never. And so I do hope to read this one in July. I do have one more book that I want to showcase on my monthly TBR, and that is When Javi Dumped Mari by Mia Sosa. I am actually super duper excited for this book. I do plan on reading this actually probably in the beginning of July, if I'm being so totally honest. It is about two best friends, Marisol and Javier. They met in college and they've been besties ever since, and they have this pact together that no one dates someone that the other doesn't like. But their secret is that they both have a crush on the other one, and they both don't know that the other one has a crush on them. So Marisol ends up getting tired of waiting for Javier to say, hey, by the way, I'm in love with you. And she decides to move on, and she ends up getting engaged to this other guy. And so when she tells Javi, hey, here's my fiance, he's like, wait, what? Your fiance? I am literally in love with you and you're getting married? And so it says that he has 6 or 8 weeks to help change Marisol's mind, to help her realize that she does not need to be married and that she actually needs to be with him. So it seems like a fun book, a little miscommunication happening there because they both like the other one, but they don't know. And so I'm so excited to read it. I also think that this cover is just so pretty. And even the spine looks so gorgeous. I think this book was so well designed, but hopefully the story is also just as good as the cover, because I think that is going to be the first book that I tackle in July. But I hope you liked this video. That's it. I wanted it to be short and sweet and just get my point across very quickly, because I tend to yap a lot. I love to talk. So I didn't want to be here and I didn't want y'all to be here for forever. But these are all the books that I have on my July TBR. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider giving it a like and subscribing to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow me on my other socials. I'd post a lot of other bookish content over there and a lot of short form videos on my TikTok and bookish posts on my Instagram. But hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.